When the clock struck midnight, the rhythm of silence was unexpectedly broken. In the steep hills of the Sierra Madre, it is not the howling of the wind that breaks the silence, but the rhythmic beating of helicopter propellers and the deafening explosion of stun grenades. The untouchable fortress of El Mencho has just fallen. This is not just a capture, it is a surgical operation performed on the brain of the cartel Jalisco New Generation Empire. Today in Vantablack, we examine all the details of that secret raid that deprived the ghost of his most loyal protectors. To understand the magnitude of this operation, you must first understand exactly what the Inner Circle was. El Mencho did not lead a billion-dollar empire alone. He relied on a handful of top-level generals, men he saw as brothers rather than employees. These were the architects of chaos. They managed the complex logistics of global drug routes and the laundering of untraceable billions, and most importantly, they became the human shield that made Mencho invisible for more than a decade. Mexican intelligence, with the support of international agencies, had been monitoring encrypted signals coming from an ordinary property in the heart of Jalisco for months. They were not looking for a warehouse or a laboratory. They were looking for the actual brain. When it was confirmed that the top-level logistics commander and the security chief of the cartel met at the same point, the grand order was given. Operation Blackout was now no longer just a plan, but a cold reality. The raid was executed with terrifying precision. While cartel members were eating their midnight meals, thinking they were under the protection of corrupt officials and the mountainous terrain, elite military units had already descended with ropes from blacked-out helicopters. The perimeter line was breached in less than 40 seconds. Thermal cameras marked 20 heavily armed guards patrolling the garden, but they were neutralized before they could even touch their radios. The first explosion did not occur at the main gate. The windows were blown out with special shock devices that paralyzed everyone inside. When the smoke cleared, the right hand of cartel Jalisco New Generation found himself looking into the barrels of 20 assault rifles. There were no heroic last stands or cinematic clashes. Only the cold and hard closing sound of steel handcuffs was heard. Men who made life and death decisions for thousands of people were now shivering on a cold tile floor. However, the real victory was not just the handcuffed men. Inside that sheltered mansion, special forces found something far more valuable than gold or cash: the Black Book. Dozens of encrypted satellite phones, handwritten notebooks containing the names of bribed officials, and secret maps of the emergency escape tunnels of Mencho were scattered on the table. From Mencho, the keys to the inner circle of the kingdom remained. These documents revealed a terrifying truth. The arms of the cartel reached as deep into the government as no one dared to estimate. Every seized phone and every decrypted hard drive began to pulse with the locations of other safe houses across Mexico. The cartel Jalisco New Generation Cartel lost not only its men that night, it also lost its eyes and ears. In the world of drug trafficking, loyalty is a currency that loses value the moment the handcuffs tighten. While these high-level members are being transferred to high-security facilities, the real question is not whether they will talk, but whom they will sell out first to escape a life sentence. The collapse of the inner circle of cartel Jalisco New Generation is the beginning of a domino effect that could finally bring other Mexican cartels before justice. Power is an illusion that disappears the moment you lose control. The mountains of Jalisco are silent again. But for other cartels, this silence is now their greatest enemy. Thank you for joining us in the depths of the Vantablack archive. If you want to stay ahead of the shadows and see the truths they try to bury, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. The story is not over yet. Stay alert.